Obviously, with India coming out here, I'm just really interested to sort of get a gauge because, I mean, Pez and I have never been to India, so we don't know what that's like. But you've bowled to some of the greats, obviously the Indian players specifically. I'm talking Dhoni, Kohli, the likes of that. Yeah, what does it feel like? Not probably less so in Australia, but playing in India when a Kohli or a Dhoni comes to the crease. Does that make you, like, as a bowler, nervous when they're coming in? Is it like what's the feel in the stomach, in the heart when they're coming to the crease? Just the roar of the crowd, the energy. Like, I think we were talking to someone else recently who said, like, you can actually feel the weight of a country actually when they come to the crease. Now, playing third grade at Pratton Park, I wouldn't know what that feels like. But what is that like when Kohli comes to the crease, for instance, or a Dhoni?
Maybe the best way I can describe it is, I remember my first test tour was actually to India, and I didn't play any of the two tests, but we were sitting there in the second test in Bangalore. It was, I think it was maybe myself and Phil Hughes and James Pattinson sitting there running drinks. And anyway, Sachin Tendulkar was playing and he'd scored some runs and he was getting close to 100. And all of a sudden, Bangalore Stadium was full and loud as anything you'll ever experience in cricket. He got his 100, they all went nuts, and then they disappeared. And then he got close to 200, and they all came back, and it got louder. He got 200, it was loud again, and they all disappeared. So these days, they obviously embrace cricket a bit more, and it's loud for a long time. But in terms of some of those big name players, it is extremely loud, and it is a bit like all of the country are there at the game watching and not cheering for you.
Yeah. Is that really intimidating? Is it an intimidating environment, or kind of like, this is actually really cool?
I think a bit of both. I've been around long enough now not to be too drawn in by the crowd, but it still is amazing when you go to especially India and how loud it is for 20,000 screaming Indians in Bangalore is as loud as a full stadium in Australia sometimes. So it can be it can take a moment just to get used to, but at the same time it adds to that atmosphere, which is fantastic for cricket.
Just on India, Mitch, like going through the media archives following the last India series, I've just noted like a concerted effort from the Quicks, like the Aussie Quicks, to highlight just how much they're dreading bowling to Cheteshwar Pujara. So, like, leaving aside the fact that Pujara is an absolute gun who we respect and is always welcome on this show, can you confirm this approach is part of an overarching dog whistle strategy to alpha Virat Kohli?
Yeah, I think that was led by Pat Cummins. He is the alpha of the bowling group at the moment, old golden balls. But but yeah, we spent a fair bit of time bowling to Pujara and Paddy at I guess at a few different stages through that series almost had to stick on Virat. So yeah, he's one who can, if the ball's not doing much and the wickets are flat, he can bat for a long time.